Hello everyone, it's Joe here from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon, and I'm here with round 2 of the Pokebeach tournament. This time it's up against Gibble06, and he is letting me record, which is pretty cool, and we're going to get into the battle now. As we know, I'm playing straight Toads, so I've no idea what he's playing. This could be interesting, could be anything. Hopefully not Greninja. Other than that, I'm pretty happy against the lot, so let's get into a few games here. Best of 3 as per usual, and we'll see how I can do. So we see... Oh wow, it could be a mirror here. Dark coloured some water just like us. This could be interesting. I do like a Toad mirror. It's a resource ward, and I'm fairly conscious on resources as a player. When I did play Silent Toad Giratina in a tournament, City Championships, I ended up winning, I think, 5 mirror matches through the course of the day. Oh no, 4 mirrors. All the mirrors that I played, I won. Because mainly I played Bunnelby, and that helped me win the resource war. No Bunnelby here, so hopefully, if this is indeed the deck I'm thinking of, we won't need something like Bunnelby. Good luck to you too as well, my friend. We unfortunately start Absol, but we have got a supporter in hand, we have energy and such, so not everything is going against us just yet. This could well be a Yveltal deck as well, with the typing, and the Toad is more of a tech card. We do indeed see Yveltal, and we're going first, so I think I'm fairly happy to commit Water Energy to the Absol, and potentially pass. Yveltal variants rarely ever play Basic Energy Disruption, aka Crushing Hammer, so we should be fine to attach pass. Want to pass rather than anything else because we have such nice resources in this hand. I at least want to get value from Crushing Hammer, so this is going to be a very slow attach pass, I think. Very greedy to keep the hammer without having guaranteed energy though. Getting rid of 2 VS Seeker is so painful. This is a decision. What am I going to need VS Seeker for this game? Definitely my Sanders and stuff, but if I need to do this anyway next turn, could be awkward for sure. Could also want to play around Headringer. Again, these rarely ever play it. Could be a pass here. I'm feeling risky. Let's go for a pass. Want to get value from that hammer. So greedy trying to keep this hammer around, but I think it's fine. We see another Yveltal. So a big issue is streaming these baby Yveltals with Oblivion Wing, right? Because they can keep recovering energy from the discard pile. We just see our opponent get rid of an energy. For a Yveltal EX, one of the biggest issues for us. We see Muscle Band, so straight away we can't put the Headringer on the EX. We're going to have to wait for something like Zerosic. Here is Max Elixir, so it's a speedy Yveltal for sure. It does indeed get the effect. We see a Trainer's Mail for a Floatstone, most likely going on the active now, seeing as though everything else is a tool. Followed by another Trainer's Mail, which is a Fail Search. Our opponent is playing very quickly, making a lot of fast decisions. DCE early as well, so putting a lot of pressure on from turn 1. Would be able to deal with this Absol if he wishes this turn. He does indeed go straight into the Yveltal and goes for Evil Ball. Wow, very aggressive start from the opponent. Sensing weakness without a supporter from us, he may think our hand is worse than it actually is. So we can go for the Crushing Hammer straight away. I think I'm going for the Dark here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I think the Dark's fine. Target the Darks, I feel, is strongest. And we're going to Sycamore. Looking for just DCE, basically. Ooh, a whiff is kind of painful here. Another Crushing Hammer will be played, for sure. So we really need Ultra Ball off of this Trainer's Mail. Ooh, no dice. Kind of ugly. Okay. We do hit E-Hammer, though, which is going to help us slow the game down a little bit. I'm also going to bench another Toad. No harm in it. We can hold the rest, I feel. Very awkward, no Quaking Punch. Got punished for trying to hold that hammer, although we did get value from it. So we see a manual attachment again, followed by another Sycamore. Our opponent continuing to motor through their deck. We like seeing people motor through the deck because stall is often an option for us. I haven't seen any sign of Zoroark yet. Looks to just be a turbo Yveltal list. And if that's the case, we might be able to Lysander stall some stuff later down the line, which could be cool. Trainer's Mail fails. There is the Zorua. Okay, so maybe not. And wow, okay. I'm not too confident that we can get DC off of this Judge. And the Zerosic Headringer combo is so tempting, I think I'm just taking it. So, yeah. Not going to risk the Judge. I think I could get easily into a worse hand, so I'll happily play out these 2 dead cards beforehand and see what he can do to respond. We see another DC attachment, and all he can do is Evil Ball, thanks to that Headringer. Way less scary, because we do have good old Rough Seas. I may play down this 3rd Toad, just for a better Judge. Could also think about using Super Scoop Up, but I think it is definitely valuable. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So if he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 energy is 100, plus the 2 from us. Ooh, okay. We'll try and use this Super Scoop Up now, I feel. Do get heads. Protect ourselves if he's going to use an Evil Ball next turn and we hit the energy. I think I'm playing all these Toads down. Just for a better Judge. Feel like we really need to establish punch at this point. Still a miss. And it's so ugly to try and attach basic energy. I think I'm just doing it to a bench here. And again, passing. Very, very awkward stuff here. Three turns without Quaking Punch is yuck. Benching the Darkrai is kind of scary. Especially now with that Muscle Band. The Malamar is also a scary factor that can break our lock quite easily. Just an Evil Ball though, so he is sort of slowing down. With a 2-card hand, I feel like it's going to be... I think I just have to get rid of the energy. Again, it's going to be the Dark that I target. 2 on his card. Oh no, 4. Because he may end up having to pay retreat and just go into this guy, which we're not too worried about because he's paying retreat on energy itself. There we do indeed see the pay retreat. It's going to really buy us a lot of turns here. Oblivion Wing, just doing the 40. We have Rough Seas, so we have actually bought ourselves some time, which is very cool. Not out of this game despite an awful start. We're instantly Rough Seas. Misty's is probably higher value now than Crushing Hammer. I could just get rid of the Flare Grunt though. Yeah, I think I'm getting rid of Flare Grunt here. Actually, we'll play the Hammer first and see what we get. Do get heads. Definitely being the active. And we're going to Misties. I feel like the Rough Seas is more important than the Flare Grunt here. Could be wrong though. It is speedy Veltor, so it's likely only playing 1 stadium maximum. Probably Reverse Valley. Okay, let's get rid of Rough Seas. We get Shaman for some cards. I think it has to be Shaman over the DCE, although DCE is pretty much all we need. No, I think we just need cards here. We can't just sit with DCE. Can we? Maybe we can. We have a lot of turns to top deck. Although Zorua rushing in. Ugh. Feels so ugly if I miss another turn of Quaking Punch. Our hand is so dead though. We have so many good top decks. This is kind of a greedy DCE. But I mean, it's been too many turns without punch. Let's actually start establishing something. Because our opponent's not been playing items anyway, I feel like their hand is fairly dead. But we'll see what's going on here. With this fairly stuck in the active position, I feel fairly comfortable. We just see a Lysander. Okay, and we hit into a Misty's. We could get another DCE here, which could be quite cool. So a really nice top deck of the Misty. Now it's definitely going to be Shaman. For 6. Let's see if we can hit DCE off of this. Yes, we do indeed. And we hit a Fury Belt. So we're quite happy here. We're now behind in terms of deck size, which is something to be aware of. There's an attachment to the baby Yveltal, using Oblivion Wing once again. We hit another double colourless energy. Kinda cool. We'll attach a water to this Seismitoad. Use the Rough Seas to get double value. I don't feel like I need to really do much this turn. 2 VS Seekers gone. I think I'm holding everything here. Even the Trainer's Mail, which could get us into good outs. Need to be really conscious of my deck size, because with so much high HP baby Yveltals, we could end up getting stalled out of this game. Want to be aware. Also, I'm very aware of this Malamar. If he starts using those manual attachments, I need to be careful. So way too many of these attachments are getting onto this Yveltal. It's very big right now, very scary. It's going to be Lysandering around it, is how I'm going to try and take it on, basically. Again, I feel fairly comfortable holding everything. We've got the Rough Seas value. Nothing too much I really want to take here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to be... So where are my prizes? It's coming from here, here, and these. I need enough Lysanders. Will have enough Lysanders. Okay, so again, Punching Face is fine. Puts him at 10 HP. Basically ignoring this Yveltal. It's his only threat right now. The Zoroark could eventually become a threat, but as of right now, I'm fairly happy. So again, way more energy being stacked onto this Yveltal. There is VS Seeker. Flagrant is pretty bad. Need to keep these around for Lysanders. This is always happening. So, do I even need to count? 5 energy. 120. 140, 160. So we're actually out of range from an Evil Ball. So I think we can just tank. Go for a... Try and dig for Lysander next turn. Get a third Ultra Ball in a row. We've drawn into some weird hands this game. Our opponent goes into the free retreating baby Yveltal, thanks to that Float Stone. And all of our opponent's eggs are in the Yveltal basket right now. And all of our eggs are sort of in the Lysander stall basket. The only supporters we've seen are Sycamores and Lysanders. He's likely to play AZ. Yet to see a Shaymin EX hit our opponent's side of the field yet as well. There's an attachment to the Darkrai now. Wow, that's actually super scary now that he's out. So it's probably going to be Y-Cyclone to the Darkrai. Yeah, there is the Y-Cyclone onto Darkrai. Okay. This is scary. Let's dig for Lysander and try and avoid the issue. We'll take a Flare Grunt, I think, here. Over Sycamore. This is not a hand that we Sycamore. Putting him down. So this always happens regardless of what we do. Oops. I want to look at my stats. 130 left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it's probably going to have to be a Super Scoop up. Likely into this Toad. See how this comes off. Does get a Tails. We don't have our Cassius in hand, which is kind of sad. We could Misty's digging for something. Probably digging for another Super Scoop up. But then we're starting to run out of Lysanders. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. is just out of range if I do choose to use Flare Grunt. So let's bear that in mind. I think I'm Ultra Balling for a Shaman here. It's a kind of weak Shaman, only 2 cards, but I think if we could get a high value card, it might be worthwhile here. Not going to play down any more energy because I might need them to retreat these Shamans. Trainer's Mail could be good. We hit a Crushing Hammer. Okay, I'm taking this Hammer, and hopefully Hammer in combination with Flare Grunt can put us into safety against this Yveltal. Hammer does get Tails. I think I've commit now to the Energy Denial approach. And it's going to be Quaking Punch. Could also have debated Pay Retreating. I'm not going down that route yet. Our opponent still has 5 prizes to take. So, let's see what they can do here. Kind of a shame we've not hit any Lysander just yet. Lysander will probably force our opponent to start milling through their own deck a little bit faster than us. And right now we're behind on that approach. I don't feel like we're winning the prize race at all this game. Too many energy in play. There is just a 120, so he was unable to get the knockout, which is pretty good for us. Another VS Seeker. I feel like it's going to be AZ this turn for sure. Yeah, it's going to be AZ. Protect our Seismitoad. And go for the Quaking Punch. We do have to bear in mind that this Toad is actually ready to Grenade Hammer at some point. If it means getting a lot of energy off this Yveltal, it might be a route that I go for. So again, hit for 120, down to 90. So let me check the stats on this guy. I believe we're on 130. Again, we're just shy of the knockout as long as he can't find more energy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 energy sounds really low. He's probably got more in his deck. Have to take the opportunity to look at what sort of things our opponent is playing here. Could always VS Seeker Flare Grunt here. That means he definitely has to find DCE next turn. Okay, let's go for that play. We've now commit away from the Lysander approach just because we've not seen it quickly enough. We're down to 9 cards. Our opponent's got plenty more than us right now. We need him to like Sycamore Dig. There's another Baby Yveltal, so he plays 3 at least Baby Yveltal. Pretty bad for us. Just a pass. We will heal. And dish out some damage. Now I'm going to not play any cards because we're going to need to judge ourselves back at some point. We do play 2 judge for this reason. We see the Pay Retreat of the Yveltal and just a Dark Pulse for 80. We will heal. Still out of range. Happy to punch. Again, we see that Dark Pulse. We hit Cassius. That's so big. Because it gives us 3 extra turns of drawing as well. Really well timed Cassius off the top there. And I do bench this Toad, I believe. And now the board state is looking way nicer for us. Definitely painting a different picture from a few turns ago with a lot more energy in play. There is just the Dark Pulse for 80. We hit Lysander as well. That's really going to help us out later on. Do I take these prizes now? Really could. It's very tempting, but I think we just have to go for the... I did use Rough Seas, yeah. Just have to target this Darkrai. It's the only threat in play. Like, it's fine if he even AZs this up, to be honest. Just deal with the threat. Deal with the energy. Here's a new potential threat. The Zoroark has finally come out to play. 3, 6, 9, 100 so far. Still way out of range for us. See again, Dark Pulse. We can heal. We're now at 120, still out of range of everything. Could Zerosic off the Muscle Band? Does that change math? 80 down to 60, 60 down to 30. 30 puts us at 90, still in range of the Zoroark, so is it that worth it? Probably not. So we just punch. There's DC onto Zoroark. Zoroark stands himself in. And he's going to hit us with Mind Jack for 100. And that's his third DCE. If it is a Max Elixir build, he might only be playing 3. So I think I'm going to go fairly riskier here and go for the Zerosic play over a Lysander. And I'm going to commit DCE now to the bench. In case he wants to try and Lysander stall these. It's probably something I could have thought about a couple of turns ago, but at least now we're trying to cover our tracks a bit. So starting to punch this Zoroark. Let's see if he has more DC or not. Six turns to win the game. I think we actually have enough time now. Which is good. We've managed to really quell the damage that the opponent can dish out. We see an attachment to the Malamar. That's interesting. And we actually wake up, so that is really bad for him. We get the Rough Seas. Get the Quaking Punch. Let's see if he's going to commit any more energy to this Malamar. Maybe he's out of DCE. See, the Link couldn't play. Toad. Sycamore. Both Toad can go. Yeah, there is one more energy to the Malamar. Oh, wow. So lucky. We get the heads again. Losing Rough Seas does now put us in range of this Darkrai. Oh, it would anyway, because Darkrai's powered up by the Malamar now. But we're not too worried. Headringer will go on Malamar. For sure. And we'll punch. So Darkrai comes in, takes 2. We kill Darkrai, then Lysander for game is our line of play. Lysander this. Can't believe we got double heads flips. That's insane. Just a Dark Pulse. Wow. This is a super close game. But here is Toad. If it comes down to Malamar flips, I'm going to get scared. Oh, Fury Belt could really help out. It's an extra flip he needs. Quaking Punch. 2 prizes away. Just this Yveltal is all we need. So we don't want to see an AZ or anything of the sort. We don't want to see DC on this Malamar either. That would get me into flip territory. Have to hit all 4. But I've already been lucky on flips. And if he just hits any energy, he could sleep us. And that's also a way out of this game. Let's look at his energy. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That sounds like the total. Okay. So a very, very close game 1. Wow. Awesome. Awesome game 1. Super tight game. Whew. Thought I was going to lose that for a while there, but we turned it around. Whew. And he's chosen to go second in game 2. That's absolutely fine. We'll wait for his challenge. Very close game. Got down to a very few cards left. And that Darkrai was looking very scary for a while. Let's send him with the challenge. Let's see how we can do in game 2. Not really much to improve on in terms of our approach. We had a lot of turns without punch, so hopefully just develop punch earlier is all really we can hope for, so that he doesn't get max elixir value, trainer's mails, and get set up as well as he did, and also not allow him those tools. Getting the head ringer on stuff like Darkrai is going to be pretty crucial, I say, so he can't just DCE us, because that would be a pain. So we'll see how we can get on in this game 2. It is best of 3, so if he does win this second game, it would go to a tiebreaker. But winning the first game always puts you in good stead to win the series. So our opponent's calling the coin flip, and we win the flip. So we would indeed like to go first, because our opponent wants to go second. And we mulligan. Does happen quite a bit with this deck. We saw a lot of our opponent's deck. I will still look at his top 7. Double mulligan's good. It means he doesn't get the card advantage. Us going first and starting Toad with starting Shaman with pretty much nothing else is pretty ugly. But we can get the initial head ringer on if he leads with a with an EX Pokemon. So good and bad here. Ugh. No, I was wrong. Just bad and bad. Not going to attach any energy. We have AZ in case we top deck Ultra Ball or Toad. Those would probably be our best top decks. Muscle Band on Malamar early. Sleeps the Shaman. We didn't see any Stadium from our opponent as well, so I'm quite happy to liberally throw down a Rough Seas just in case he has one that I didn't see, and then we can play down our others accordingly. Although he does play that Delinquent, so that's something to bear in mind. Rough Seas was a big part player in that last game. So there is Shaman sleeping. There's a Judge as well. That's actually really helped us. So it's good again. Play around Judge by playing the Rough Seas early. That's a better hand for sure. VS Seeker's back the Judge. Looks like that's his final play of the turn. And we wake up, which is cool. Is Headringer worth more than Ultra Ball for Shaman here? Yes. Yes. So what we're looking for is Super Scoop Up DCE. That's the dream. I've gone risky, discarding an energy, looking for the dream. We hit DCE. Could we go for Super Scoop Up? We can dig with Trainer's Mail. Don't hit much. The Misty might be what I take here over Sycamore next turn. It's quite a lot to Sycamore. What am I Ultra Balling this turn? I can Ultra Ball away, Flare Grunt, and Absol. And, okay, so I take nothing for a stronger Shaman. Really looking for a Super Scoop Up here. Off of this Shaman. I think I will commit the DCE just for more cards. And because our opponent's playing like a speedy build, I didn't see any Zerosic or anything of the sort, which is good for us. There is a Super Scoop Up or one time. Pretty rough. We miss once again. We miss Punch turn 1, which is pretty sad times. But hey, we have the energy for next turn. Although I'm assuming we're getting hit with a Judge. Yes, and we actually see Toad DCE. So Toad v Toad. Pretty interesting. We lose our Enhanced Hammer as well, which is pretty sad. We see Max Elixir plays from our opponent now. Does get a fail. Then we see Ultra Ball most likely into Shaman. There is indeed Shaman EX. We didn't see it last game, but he does indeed play them. The opponent did well to not play down Shaman EXs. Now he's really filled up a lot of his bench. If he plays down the Darkrai, he has no baby Yveltals, and I will really love to punish that sort of play. We're seeing plenty of Trainer's Mail action while he still can. There's a Floatstone for the Zorua, which means he can punch this turn, and it means he can have free retreat around all of his board, which really hurts us because Lysander plays were ones that we were looking for often last game. So we see a Quaking Punch, and it looks like I'm Sky Returning this turn. After, of course, the beautiful Team Flare Grunt. And Sky Return. Sending up the Toad. He's not yet developed Zoroark, so he is kind of still stuck with his Toad. We do see another DCE get committed. The Rough Seas is played, and he's going to Quaking Punch us, which is fine. He's doing more damage than we are, which is kind of a shame. But we have the things to stop him punching. 2 for 5. 1 card off Shaman before Judge, I guess. VS Seeker. Oh, can't play it. Judge. I know it results in fewer cards, but I'm doing it anyway. Lots of items. Can start threatening Grenade Hammer. But nah, we need it just in case he wants to Lysander something. So we're losing this punch off, which is a shame. But once we start drawing into the things to get out of punch, we're happy. So I think I can tank 2 damage per turn. We do get sent to sleep. Maybe this actually sticks this time. We do see the Sycamore. And there is Quaking Punch. And again we wake up. So lucky on our flips these last few games. At least in the sleep flips. Not so lucky on the Super Scoop Ups or Crushing Hammers, but on the other stuff, very, very lucky. On the Malamar, it's been real wasted effort from our opponent. Although I say that now, it could end up coming back to bite us. So this bit by bit damage from the Seismitoad. We see again our opponent go for the sleep approach. And again we see that Quaking Punch. And finally we do fall asleep. It was coming for sure, so can't expect any more than that. We will pass it over to our opponent, giving them another ton of items, which is pretty rough. Let's see how they can capitalize on it. Yveltal exits the bench, so no baby Yveltals, so he is limited to the amount of energy on his entire field, which is going to really help us out. Last game, he had the sort of powerful mid-game where I had to punch through a Fury-belted non-EX Yveltal for a lot of the game, and here I should be able to get around it without that until at least I start taking knockouts. Both his Darkrai hit the ditch, which is nice. I believe he only plays 2 from what I saw. There is Zoroark, so he has the option to go Malamar if he wishes this turn. Kind of aggressive if he does. I think he'll stick with Punch here. He's seen us Judge and play nothing for 2 turns, so I think it's pretty crazy to risk something like Malamar. He might want to do it though. It would put him in such good stead if he does get it. He does go for that sleep. And once again, Punch. We do wake up. We hit Flare Grunt. This is perfect. Way less good now that he's got the Zoroark, but it's still going to be good. So Malamar might be the play now. But we have 3 Crushing Hammers in hand, and if we can keep flipping nicely, that's going to be really good for us. 3 Flare Grunts gone so far. Our opponent's down to an 11 card deck as well, still yet to take prizes. I think this is our best approach of winning. We see a Delinquent. Wow. That's bad. Ooh, that's actually really annoying. Can I afford to get rid of all these Crushing Hammers? It might be the Trainer's Mail that goes. And hope for a good top deck. 1 Water Energy can go, 1 Crushing Hammer. Is it second hammer that goes? I think it has to be. So sad. Oh, powerful resources gone. That Delinquent was painful. Couldn't play around it though. See the stand-in from Zoroark. Into the Malamar. He'd have to be very unlucky to miss the KO. Oh boy. Oh wow. That's terrible. I'm completely luck-sucking this guy. This is horrific. Okay, so we have the Super Scoop Up, which I will be taking. Crushing Hammer, which will be played for sure. Does get a Tails, only makes sense. And we're going to Super Scoop Up. Although it's so tempting on a Toad, we need it to be a Shaman here. It's a Tails anyway, so it's going to be a VS Seeker for just a Sycamore. Do I attach energy? No. Because if I hit DC Super Scoop Up, I could get another Toad going. We hit everything but the Toad. Rough Seas is coming into play in case he flips all Tails again. Do I commit energy this turn? Our hand again is super dead. Wow, this is pretty grim. 11 cards left. Can I realistically keep in this game? I could Quaking Punch Sky Return. There's always that. It's if I want to try and deny enough prizes here. Punch is so big though. What does Punch deny? It denies something like VS Seeker. I think I'm going to allow him trainers if I can. Hit Tails anyway. HP's at 50. There's no way he's going to miss again. So going up to 90 is fairly irrelevant. I just punch. The damage is irrelevant in terms of our side of the board. Energy attachment to the Shaman could have been cute, but I think cute more than powerful. And I want to play around Delinquent again. Here is the stand-in. So he can choose to attack with Seismitoad this turn. Oh wow, he goes to Yveltal. Goes for that Evil Ball. And he takes his first 2 prizes. And we're in pretty bad shape now. We hit a Misty's though. Oh, Misty could be big here. Has to be Lysander that goes because he has that Zoroark Floatstone combo. We hit Toad. Nice. So it's going to be a Sky Return this turn. But we can go into a healthy Seismitoad and tank. Or attempt to tank at least. And it puts us in good shape to actually get a better hand next turn. So is he going to risk the Malamar again? He needs 3 out of his 4 heads if he continues with Malamar. If not, he accepts the 2-shot. Very close game for sure. There's DC onto Malamar, so it looks like he's going all in. Shoving the chips into the middle of the table, going for the Maximar approach. I think the Delinquent was the most crucial element there. Whoa! This guy is so unlucky. I don't know what to say. Oh, wow. Oh my god, I feel so bad for this guy. He defines never lucky. This is brutal. I feel so bad. I feel like he's still going to win this game, but... This guy defines never lucky. Continue to punch. Wow. Oh my god. This guy. He must be raging at this point. We see a stand-in. So it's going to be a... He's going to guarantee it now with White Cyclone. He's been hurt too many times by the Malamar. There is Evil Ball for 130. So I need to definitely deny energy this turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in play. Need to deny... Can't deny Lysander because there's too many Shamans in play. So, Flare Grunt here at least forces him to use the Malamar. And, we all know what Malamar can do. Or Zerosic. Zerosic the Float Stone. So he's stuck with this guy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 90 or 100. Okay, it's Zerosic Floatstone for sure. Forces an extra energy attachment onto the active plus Lysander. And it means if I survive next turn, I have Lysander targets for days. Okay, let's see if he has Lysander. Lysander energy. There's energy. There's Lysander. Good game. Okay. Despite his luck, a well won game 2. I'll go first for game 3. I'll let him know. So, on to the final round. Wow, this has been a really close series. Incredible series. Malamar, though. Malamar makes these games so exciting. So, I think the Delinquent was the biggest play. I lost 2 hammers, and then I flipped tails on the other one. So, I lost 3 hammers in a turn. And then his board was too big to deal with. Even though the Malamar didn't get the flips it needed. So, hopefully we actually connect, and this works. Yeah, there we go. So I'll go for heads. We lose the flip, so hopefully he will allow me to go first. Yes, he does indeed. Kind gent. And we'll go into game 3. We have Toad DCE. Wow, it actually happened. We actually will be getting a turn 1 Quaking Punch as long as we don't get hit with the Judge. So, we have a lot in our hand. Didn't see any Zerosics last game, so I think I'd play around this more than play around Judge. So we do this. And I think I'm Ultra Balling away Ultra Ball here. And the Zerosic. We have 2 VSC kit and I can play down the Rough Seas. So Shaman is clearly what I'm going for here. Let's do some counts. I haven't done any counts in the last games. Super bad of me, but... So all of our DC are here. We have our Lysanders. Okay, I'm fairly happy with these. And we'll set up. Fury Belt goes on for sure. Turn 1 Lysander. Is that a play? No, not if he can still get Floatstone. Okay, we'll Trainer's Mail. We'll continue to dig a little bit here. Judge is fine, but we also have a decent hand, so I think I take Grunt. Grunt into Grunt into Grunt could be the play. So, I'll take that over Judge, because this hand is fairly strong. See, there's the Floatstone. Don't wanna do silly Lysander plays when we don't have to. Ultra Ball gets rid of a Dark and an Oblivion Wing Yveltal. Something he chose not to utilise last game, but still he did really well. Bear in mind we missed a lot of punch turns, even though Malamar didn't do what it was meant to be doing. There's an Energy. There's a Sycamore as well. Wow, DCE goes early. Nice. And Zoroark. I believe he only plays a 1-1 count from what we've seen so far, so I'm fairly happy with this. There's a Fighting Fury Belt going on the Toad. There's a Trainer's Mail for Muscle Band, probably protecting Malamar. Indeed. See an Ultra Ball. Oh, there's his second Zoroark gone. That's really good for Lysander plays. Unless he can hit Super Rod this turn. Again, it's something I haven't seen yet. There's Muscle Band. Wow, look at that. No hand. Flare Grunt. Quaking Punch. Just Toad things. Could also have easily gone for a Lysander play there, but we'll see. Just a pass. I want to deal with Baby Yveltals as quickly as possible because I don't want to give him extra energy. He's already discarded a few, so... Just a pass again. Ooh. Zerosic Headringer's a play. And punch. So our opponent went pretty all in with his hand there. Don't know if he prized his second Shaman or something like that. Maybe that was the case. But he's been struggling to draw out of this. Put himself down to a 0-card hand, so... Pretty interesting stuff. If he does have energy now, he has a decision to make. He just commits it to the Yveltal and passes. Happy now to bench this Toad. And we'll just take this prize, I think. Especially with no hand. Like, this isn't a threat just yet. He still needs to keep top decking into energy. That's a good top deck as well. I mean, off the prizes. There is DCE, so we can deny that instantly. A lot of damage with this Evil Ball. But with a combination of Hammer, Grunt, Heal, I'm not too threatened. Do we need to do anything else? Don't think we do. Just a pass. We can get the heal. Hooray. Do I go all the way and go for the Flare Grunt, or not just yet? Not just yet, I don't think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No. Definitely no. There is DCE. So that I was prepared for worst case scenario, and even that leaves us with 20 HP left. Or 10. Yeah, 20. So we go for the Super Scoop up first. Do get a Tails. Now we Trainer's Mail. Crushing Hammer's a card. That's also a Tails. So now we do the heal, I guess. Now we can commit energy, I think. And go for the Shaman. Again, Super Scoop Ups and Hammers are what we want. We hit double Hammer. Let's see if that can pay off. We do get a Heads. I think I would just want the DCE gone here. And again, is it one of these things where I go whole hog? I think it is now, because again, a DC top deck now kills us. I do get Tails. VS Seeker I might want to keep for a draw supporter, but we don't have any. It's kind of unnerving now, because we could get Lysandered. He's lost 3 DC. I only saw 3 last game, but he could have 4. Even though it is a Max Elixir build. He needs exactly DC off the top to kill us. How many VS Seeker have we used? 1. I think it's just going to be a punch. Exactly DC is the only punish. Just a pass. Whew. Tightrope. Okay, now we have Sycamore. I'm definitely not risking it again. Quaking Punch. Didn't see any like AZ or anything from our opponent last game, so I'm happy to just keep punching. Last 2 games, I should say. So again, we will heal. What can do damage to us in 1 turn? Not much, so I think we just punch. No need to waste Super Scoop Ups. They'll become valuable later. So we go up 2 more prizes. Feeling very healthy. We hit another Headringer. In comes a Toad though. And just a pass. See, this is his stalling option because of course Rough Seas. So we don't want him to have that. So we'll Lysander, Shaman and Headringer it. And go for the punch. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. I think we're very safe here. The most safe I've felt in this matchup over the 3 games, for sure. Another Lysander's so good. Heal and punch. The Rough Seas has been the MVP of this set of games, I think. Again, just a pass. And I say the words heal and punch once again. And we're down to 1 prize left. Our opponent still hasn't taken any. In comes the Toad. Just a pass. Again, we're not allowing that Toad to just stall us forever. So we will Quaking Punch. The Malamar can still get him out of item lock, so that's something to worry about. We do see the attachment sending us asleep. There's a Zorua as well. Could easily get him out of item lock. Wow, if we... Oh, we hit Tails. If we had stayed awake there, we could have killed the Zorua in a turn. Oh, we still could, right? No, I'm out of Shamans. So we go for the Super Scoop Up first. Do get Heads, which is pretty nice. And I want to have Lysander next turn so I can kill with Absol. Oh no, AZ does it for me. I can get a kill on Zorua next turn with Absol to finish out the game. Okay, I think we win. As long as he doesn't evolve. No evolution blocks. Just the attachment, I think we win. I think we win. No judge. Yes. And typically of him, he double tails his. We stay asleep, but it doesn't matter anymore. No Hex Maniac, no judge, none of those scary things. So we will put damage on the Zorua. AZ up Absol. Move from Malamar onto Zorua for the game. Whew! Very tight best of 3. You can see I'm actually celebrating that. Like, round 1 I wasn't celebrating too much because I was fairly calm, fairly sure that I was going to win the game. But that was a really close series of games that we had. Really, really nice. He definitely had a lot of answers, so thank you very much for the games. Shame about the dead draw. But, you know, what can I do? Toad is doing these things to stop half the deck being playable. He plays a lot of items. It was a speed engine, as we saw. He had awful Malamar flips, but I feel less bad about it because he still won the second game of the series, even though his flips are terrible. So I feel slightly better about it, but overall he flipped pretty badly overall. So that was probably a contributing factor. We flipped not great on our own super scoop ups and hammers, so I guess it kind of evened out. I didn't really keep a counter. Maybe someone has and can tell me how jammy I was to win that series. But overall, thanks to fairly bad dead draw on his part in the final round, the crucial round, we were able to just punch our way to victory in a 6-0 win. The other two games being much, much tighter. Maybe not on prize trade, but in terms of board state, how many cards I had left in deck, stuff like that, all close games. So hope you enjoyed this round 2, guys. We march on with Toad into round 3 unbeaten. So tune in next time. It's been Joe from OmniPoke, and I'll see you guys there.